Have you ever walked away from a conversation feeling uncertain about something you were once sure of? Maybe someone made you question your memory, your choices, or even your own feelings, leaving you wondering if you were wrong all along. This isn't just miscommunication, it's a subtle yet powerful form of manipulation designed to make you doubt yourself. In today's video, we're exposing these tactics, how people plant seeds of self-doubt, distort your reality, and undermine your confidence without you even realizing it. But more importantly, we'll explore how to recognize these behaviors and protect yourself using the wisdom of Stoic philosophy. If you've ever felt like someone was messing with your mind, this video is for you. Let's get started. Let's begin by understanding the essence of this manipulation. The most dangerous people aren't always those who attack you head-on. Instead, they're the ones who plant seeds of doubt deep within you. Their goal is not to physically overpower you, but to make you question your memory, your decisions, and ultimately, your worth. This kind of psychological warfare is subtle. It creeps in slowly and, before you know it, you're doubting every choice, every opinion, and every feeling you have. One of the most powerful tactics used by manipulators is gaslighting. Gaslighting is a deliberate effort to make you question your own memory and perception of reality. Imagine recalling a conversation or a specific event, only to have someone insist that it never happened or that you're imagining things. At first, you might chalk it up to a simple miscommunication. But over time, this consistent denial wears away at your confidence. You start to doubt not only the specifics of what happened but also your ability to trust your own judgment. When your inner voice becomes clouded by uncertainty, the manipulator gains control over your sense of reality. This isn't about loud confrontations or obvious lies. It's a slow, methodical process where small denials and misinterpretations accumulate until you no longer trust your instincts. It's as if the fabric of your mind is being unraveled stitch by stitch. And once that fabric starts to fray, it becomes much easier for someone else to dictate what you believe. They don't have to be forceful, they simply nudge you until you begin to doubt yourself. Another tactic is when someone consistently acts like they know better than you. Think about that one person in your life who always seems to have an answer, who never hesitates to correct you or override your opinion, even in areas where you're knowledgeable. This behavior isn't rooted in a genuine desire to help, rather, it's an assertion of dominance. When someone constantly tells you that you're wrong or that your perspective is flawed, you start to internalize that message. Over time, you become so hesitant to trust your own judgment that you begin relying on theirs for validation. This behavior can occur in any area of life, whether it's your career, your personal relationships, or even your creative pursuits. The constant correction and unsolicited advice chip away at your confidence until you're left with the impression that you're incapable of making decisions on your own. And this isn't about genuine mentorship or constructive feedback. It's about control, the need to assert superiority and silence your inner voice. Then there's the tactic of mixing praise with undermining remarks. At first, it might feel good to hear compliments about your skills, personality, or accomplishments. But when these positive remarks are quickly followed by subtle jabs or criticisms, the effect is deeply confusing. One moment you're being lauded, and the next, you're being made to feel inadequate. This emotional roller coaster leaves you unsure about what to believe. Is the praise genuine, or is it just a setup for more criticism? When you constantly face this cycle, you start questioning your self-worth and your ability to gauge your own abilities accurately. This tactic is particularly dangerous because it exploits your natural desire for validation. Everyone wants to be recognized for their efforts, and when that recognition is used against you, it's hard not to internalize the criticism. Over time, you might find yourself constantly trying to prove your worth, always seeking approval that never truly comes. The compliments are not there to build you up, they're there to disarm you, so that the subsequent criticism can dig in deeper. A similar form of manipulation is when someone minimizes your feelings. It might seem harmless when someone says things like you're too sensitive or you're overreacting. However, these comments are designed to make you doubt your own emotions. They suggest that your feelings are not valid or important, training you to suppress your inner voice. When you're constantly told that what you feel isn't significant, you start to second-guess yourself and question whether you're even entitled to your emotions. This tactic is especially damaging because emotions are an integral part of who we are. They guide our actions, inform our decisions, and help us understand our experiences. When someone diminishes your feelings, they are essentially telling you that your internal world doesn't matter. And if you believe that, you might end up burying your emotions altogether. But as the Stoics remind us, it's not about shutting down your feelings, it's about understanding and mastering them. When you acknowledge your emotions without judgment, you reclaim control over your inner narrative. Another subtle, yet powerful tactic is the withholding of encouragement. When you're on a path of growth and success, you naturally crave support and validation from those around you. Yet, sometimes the people who should be celebrating your achievements choose to remain silent. Their lack of acknowledgement isn't a neutral act, it's a message. It tells you that no matter how much progress you make, you're still not enough in their eyes. This silence can be deafening, making you wonder if your efforts are truly valued. The absence of encouragement can be just as damaging as overt criticism. When you're left without support, it can feel as though you're fighting your battles alone, questioning whether your achievements have any real worth. But remember, the most important validation comes from within. Your growth, your accomplishments, and your journey should be celebrated by you first and foremost. External applause is a bonus, not a necessity. In fact, true growth is measured by how much you've evolved compared to your past self, not by the approval of those around you. Humor, when used correctly, can be a great way to lighten the mood and build connections. However, when someone uses jokes as a weapon, the impact can be profoundly harmful. Harmless teasing can quickly cross the line into hurtful mockery. When the humor consistently targets your insecurities, it isn't a sign of playful banter, it's a method to keep you feeling small and inadequate. You may laugh along initially, trying to brush off the sting, but deep down, those jokes chip away at your confidence. What makes this tactic particularly insidious is that it's often masked as harmless fun. When you're the punchline of these jokes, you might start to question whether you're being too sensitive. But if the humor is always at your expense, it's not really about making you laugh, it's about controlling you. By constantly belittling you through humor, the manipulator keeps you off balance, always second-guessing your worth. Yet another manipulative behavior is the constant comparison to others. It might be tempting to think that comparisons are meant to inspire you, to push you to be better. However, when someone continuously compares you to others, it's usually a tactic to make you feel inadequate. Whether it's comparing your achievements, your looks, or your progress, these comparisons are not about constructive feedback. They're about making you feel as though you're always falling short. Every time someone stacks your accomplishments against someone else's, they send a message that you're lacking in some way. This can lead you to measure your worth not by your own standards, but by someone else's achievements. And in doing so, you lose sight of your unique journey and the personal growth that you've worked so hard to achieve. As the Stoics wisely observed, your only real competition is the person you were yesterday. Comparing yourself to others only distorts your self-image and undermines your progress. Now, you might be wondering how to defend yourself against these manipulative tactics. The answer lies in the timeless wisdom of Stoic philosophy. The Stoics teach us that our perceptions are our most valuable asset. When you guard your perception, you protect your peace and your inner truth. Epictetus famously said that your mind is your most sacred ground. If you allow others to infiltrate it, they gain control over your reality. So how do you build this inner fortress? First, trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. Don't allow someone else's doubt to override your inner voice. Second, document your experiences. Keeping a record of your conversations, your thoughts, and your feelings can provide clarity when you start to question your own memory. Third, set boundaries. It's important to recognize when someone's behavior is not meant to help but to control. By establishing clear boundaries, you can protect your emotional well-being. When dealing with people who manipulate through doubt, always remember that you have the power to choose how you react. You can shrink into the version of yourself they want you to be, or you can rise into the truth you've always carried within. It starts with understanding that their control is borrowed, not earned. The moment you stop defending every word, every feeling, and every memory they try to undermine, you take back your power. Recognize the patterns in their behavior. Whether it's constant gaslighting, unsolicited advice, or harmful comparisons, understanding these tactics is the first step towards dismantling them. Don't let their need to dominate your thoughts define your self-worth. Instead, ground yourself in the knowledge that your experiences and emotions are valid. Remember, true wisdom isn't about proving yourself to others, it's about mastering your own inner narrative. Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize one last point: growth and self-improvement are personal journeys. Your progress should be measured by your own evolution, not by the fleeting validation of those around you. True success comes from within. When you honor your feelings, trust your memories, and set healthy boundaries, you reclaim your power. Thank you for watching. If you found this video valuable, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more insights on how to build inner strength and navigate the complexities of human interaction. Remember, the only person you need to be better than is the person you were yesterday. Keep growing, stay confident, and never let anyone make you doubt your worth. Until next time, take care and keep believing in yourself.